Welcome into the bunker of General Gridiron, field marshal of football forecasting. We're about to map out the way this college football weekend is going to go. Will your favorite team be marching to victory, or will the enemy be taking your battle flag? This seventh weekend of college football is not the greatest of weekends to be tuning in the pigskin on the boob tube. There really isn't that many oh my good golly matchups worth savoring every single play. But that don't mean the General's taking off this week. We've got some lackluster order of battles headed your way. So grab your helmet and man those battle stations. Get ready for another round of General Gridiron's football foretelling. UCF at Memphis. The American superpowers boogie into the Bluff City. But one thing this year's proven that even the Magic Kingdom Knights have already been jousted before we got through 25% of their schedule. Now, Tulsa took down Josh Heupel's boys at the Bounce House 2 Saturdays back, and Pouncer got pounced at SMU the very same day. Senior Brady White's California-made Surf's Up arm is rested and ready to go to work at Liberty Bowl Stadium this week. He'll need to have his Channel Islands board all waxed up for the punishment the Gladiators will hit him with, or it will be a soggy downer dude for the Shelby County Kitties. The Tigers will hang 10 and a whole lot more in this one. The Generals victor, Memphis. Texas A&M at Mississippi State. The malcontents of Mississippi State are in the doghouse of the Pirate. After a second straight loss and a second straight offensive day off, new coach Mike Leach has called out the members of his own team. Following the 24-2 embarrassment at Kroger Field, the Pirate said, quote, "We're going to have to check some of our group and figure out who really wants to play here, because any malcontents, we're going to have to purge a couple of those." Ouch. Now, the first-year man in Stark Vegas ain't exactly locked into a $75 million contract like Jumbo Fisher has in College Station. The Texas Plowboys made Fisher pretty spiffy in a win over the Water Lizards. Now they need to go to Scott Field and silence the cowbell clangers. Kellen Mond says he's on a mission to lead A&M to a new subset, and he'll be able to do just that against a suddenly subpar bully ball club. The Generals victor, Texas A&M. Clemson at Georgia Tech. The Tigers will win this game rather easily, just getting that out of the way. But the Generals given this I-85 rivalry a little nod because of the history these two neighbors have had through the years. The Yellow Waspers have arguably given mighty Clemson the most losses in ACC play. The series has been 20-17 in Clemson's favor since the Jackets joined the ACC back in 1983. Now, John Heisman coached at both of these colleges and never lost to the other in the years he prowled the sidelines in Atlanta, Georgia, and in Calhoun, South Carolina. The number one orange-pawed behemoth will make the 2-hour bus ride to North Avenue, and it ain't about to spoil Georgia boy Trevor Lawrence's last college game just down the road from his mama. The Generals victor, Clemson. Kentucky at Tennessee. Barrel or no barrel, these two SEC East kinsmen really don't like each other. Now that goes for Saturday's tussle on the gridiron, definitely in the sport of college basketball, or even who has the best tailgate. Jeremy Pruitt's bright orange has been shining bright until the second half tweened the hedges. Tennessee was volunteering the oblong object to the other side a whole lot, which will send you to our first loss since 2019's third Saturday in October. The feral felines had been roaming the hood, mangy and hungry for a first win. After feasting on Hail State, UK won't be able to get smoky scraps during this high-noon SEC network affair. The Generals victor, Tennessee on the rebound. Louisville at Notre Dame. The coronavirus has been unkind to Scott Satterfield during his second year at the helm at Louisville. In his first year in Derby City, the Cards had a winning record and punched a win in the Music City Bowl. This year, things are dang bad for the 47-year-old coach. Louisville is 1-3 and winless in ACC play. Playing in their first season ever as a member of a college football conference, the number 4 Irish don't exactly feel like shedding tears for their nearest ACC foe. Brian Kelly and his underclassmen running back tandem of Kyron Williams and Chris Kyrie are ready to run roughshod, giving the Birds the bird and another setback. The Generals victor, Notre Dame. Ahead on General Gridiron, in this last weekend of calm before them loudmouth Yankee boys of the Big Ten finally join the party, Mac Brown and the Heels are making history for the first time this century as they get ready to play at FSU. And the Georgia Bulldogs have a 2-game win streak at Bryant-Denny Stadium entering this Saturday's Top 5 Donnybrook, but it's been a few years. Who wins this SEC Super Bowl? We'll tell you when General Gridiron gets right back. Howdy, soldiers. This is General Gridiron back with you. Each week, this fabulous football forecast is heard on some of the finest radio stations where college football reigns supreme. On WGOG FM 101.7 in Walhalla, South Carolina. 101.7 WGOG, the Golden Corners radio station, and the home of Walhalla Razorbacks high school football. And KTIB AM 640 and FM 103.7 in Thibodaux, Louisiana. Lanyap 103.7, more of what you want. We appreciate all of our radio affiliates. Now, let's get back into the football fight. LSU at Florida. On Sunday, Coach O and the Purple and Gold woke up to another nightmare. The defending national champ dropped out of the AP poll for the first time since way back in 2017. That dose of reality happens when your Tigers are 1-2 with the only win at Vandy, and your latest L came at the hands of old Mizzou. That would be Missouri. The Reptiles had their own tails clipped during SEC Week 3. Now Mullen, QB Kyle Trask, cornerback Marco Wilson, and the rest of the football fellows at home in Florida Field better get it together, or Harry Dawg just might run away with the East. The jort wearers will enjoy the beautiful day Gainesville holds in store, and the nightlife too after this mid-afternoon cross-divisional rivalry. The Generals victor, Florida. North Carolina at Florida State. Props to Mac Brown and the Heels and the ACC too. There are 3 conference members in this week's top 5 of college football. Clemson at 1, Notre Dame's 4, and the Carolina Blue looks beautiful at number 5, the highest ranking for the program since 1997. UNC is definitely ahead of schedule in Brown's comeback tour to Chapel Hill. The Noles won't have enough arrows in their quiver to trap the invaders from the north deep in Osceola Swamp. Sam Howell will have the mask-wearing denizens at Doak asking, what in Sam Howell has happened to this once glorious program? The Generals victor, the visitors, North Carolina. Oklahoma State at Baylor. One America News Flash. The Oklahoma State Cowboys are currently atop the Big 12, alongside Iowa State and Kansas State. The Pokes are riding high in the saddle, too, at number 7 this week. Now, that's definitely worthy of a retweet or T-shirt shout-out from OAN fan Mike Gundy. Not sure which network rookie coach Dave Aranda and the Brazos Burleys get their news from, but I can report this. OAN, CNN, ESPN, Fox News, heck, even RFD TV will be breaking into their reruns if Baylor knocks Pistol Pete silly. This will be a fun game to watch and a lot closer than the experts predict. In fact, the pundits will get this one all wrong. The Generals victor in an upset, Baylor. Pittsburgh at Miami. The Big East football throwback game. The ghost of Walt Harris and Butch Davis leading their old ball clubs might be a little bit early for Halloween. This one just might be scary all the way around. The Steel City Cats need to give their old ball coach an amazing year, or there won't be any fight left for the Fightin' Narduzzi. For Pitt's sake, taking the field against a resurgent UM program ready to bounce back from a Tiger Town thumping does not bode very well. It'll be just like old times, high noon at Hard Rock. The Generals victor, Miami. Georgia at Alabama. Go teach the Bulldogs to behave. That's the first line from the Capstone's Yay Alabama. Unfortunately, these Southern powers rarely show up on the schedule together for the Tide to do some teaching, or for Uga and the Dogs to tell Big Al who's boss. This Bryant-Denny battle is college football's best game this football Saturday. Sure, Bama's won 5 straight in this rivalry. However, them Silver Britches have won the last 2 games in T-Town, with dramatic escapes in 2002 and 2007. So, for the first time in 13 years, the Dogs are back along the Black Warrior. And Kirby will be the latest Nick Saban disciple to be taught a valuable lesson from the old employer, how to look good losing with a dang mask on. The Generals victor, Alabama. We've already looked at this weekend's biggest battles across the nation, but hang on to your helmet, there's more around the corner. We'll be back in just a moment to wrap up this week's General Gridiron with our rapid fire picks. This is General Gridiron back with you. We've already maneuvered through this weekend's frontline college football showdowns. Now it's time to fix bayonets and storm the field with our rapid-fire football forecast. Liberty embarrasses Syracuse. Wake Forest wins against Virginia. UAB blazes Western Kentucky. Georgia Southern gets after that A against UMass. North Texas soars past Middle Tennessee. Arkansas with a big home win against Mississippi. NC State claws Duke. Navy sinks the East Carolina pirate ship. Central Arkansas bests Missouri State. Troy demotes the Eastern Kentucky Colonels. Army runs over UTSA. Missouri gives Vanderbilt another loss. Texas State spanks South Alabama. Auburn looks unstoppable at Williams-Brice Stadium against the South Carolina Gamecocks. Marshall filet gumbos Louisiana Tech. Virginia Tech vexes Boston College. Jacksonville State renews an old rivalry at North Alabama and wins in Florence too. UTEP sends Southern Miss south of the border. Cincinnati won't look fickle versus Tulsa. And West Virginia tattoos Kansas with bullets aplenty. Well, troops, you can now put your swords back in their scabbards. We're all out of picks on this Week 7 edition of General Gridiron. We'll be back again next week, same General Gridiron time, same General Gridiron station. So don't forget to tune us in on the radio, Facebook, YouTube TV, and at y'all.com, the ultimate guide to the South. And don't forget to tell your friends all about the show. Simply search for General Gridiron. This is John Rawl, the General of Gridiron Glory, thanking you for letting me be part of your weekend. General Gridiron is a production of y'all.com. For more, log on to the ultimate guide to the South.